Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm filming this on the 1st of February. I've still got the last day of January to do, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to bring you something that I've wanted to do ever since Christmas Day, when I opened the salvaged tags packet from Tim Holtz, and I put these on my Christmas wish list. We have a Christmas wish list in the family and we share it so that, you know, we can buy people what they want and not, and it just makes Christmas shopping easier. We do buy the odd surprise as well. So I wanted these because I wanted to have inspiration, so some of these tags are not something that I see often, if at all, and I just wanted to recreate them, really. They're double-sided, which, yeah, I thought you'd kind of want it plain on one side, but anyway. I'm sure I'll use these at some point for something, but I just thought there's just such a variety here that, yeah, I wanted to recreate them. I've seen someone... excuse me. I've still got a bit of a cough. Yeah, there's lots of different colours, and I thought I can make these. So to get the bases, what I've got here is that my son's old school books. He's 26 now. I have got some from my 31-year-old as well, kicking about, or is he 32 now? Oh, don't even think about it, Jez. So yeah, so I just thought these made lovely you know, tag colours for these tags, and I just took this, and out of it I kind of used the measurements on here. I cut 1, 2, 3. I have done 1, 4 that way, and then 2 smaller ones that way. And then I've got a little bit left over, and I've got a thingy strip. So that's what I did. So that's not bad. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12 out of the whole cover. I mean, you would have like my son's name and that, and his doodling on the side, but you can cover that. I could cover that with tea dyed paper. That wouldn't be a problem. And I then got out my stamps. Now I've got an embarrassing amount of stamps, but hey ho. So I dug out stamps that I thought would work for this project. So I've got quite a few of these sample ones. So that's dates from the past 2. I do have dates from the past 1. It's probably in this pile somewhere. I thought there'd be things on there I can use. Numbers. I can use some of these businesses. I thought would look good. This is, I've had this ages. This must have been when I was trying to do thinking I would do a planner. Just a cheap one from Hobbycraft. It was probably about £1. But it's got some, you can't really see, bring that in, Jez. It's got some interesting shapes on it, which I thought I can use that. I got this calendar ones from when I thought I'd do Project Life, and it's got a date, and that's probably the only one I've used there of that one. So yeah, this is dates from the past. The original, I had dates from the past 2. This is dates from the past 1. I've got signatures from the past 1 and 2. I got these for Christmas. Now they are much bigger than this in reality. If you sort of compare the sizes, I know this is a different set, but they are huge. Those are huge as well, so they are printed. They are bigger. These are not shown at actual size. That's all it says. It doesn't say how much, but yeah, things like approved, filed, received. I thought they'd be useful. I dug out this one. This is Kathy Holden. It's got the name on that side, which is annoying. Yeah, sign here. This is. And so lots and lots of signatures, which I thought would be useful. We've got lots of things on here. I did think about cutting this apart, because that's how I roll. And then I've got these again. We've got businesses, we've got numbers. There wouldn't be very much on these I'd use, but I've got them. And then I've got this one. This is Eccentric from Tim Holtz. I cut down, if you're wondering, I cut down the plastic backing so that it would fit in an A5 plastic envelope, and I had to remove the rubber surround. So to make sure that I know I've got all my stamps, I then drew round them in a permanent marker. I did start stamping on it, but that was hard, so I just drew round them. It's just me. Then I've got this one that I got in a Stampin' Up thing with a planner. I do start planners, I never finish them. I quite liked that. Maybe check all boxes. Got for your order. I thought there might be some things on here that'd be useful. And I've got this I also got for Christmas, which is a load of different shaped toppers. So I thought I might cut a load of that because I've run out. That's shape. This one's nice, it folds over. I like that shape. I do like that shape as well. I did cut a load and got them in this tin, but I've used the ones, most of the ones that I really like, so I need to cut some more. And something that I discovered, so I did this out of craft card, I just happened to have a bit left over, but this one that folds over, which is fab, if you do it in craft card, it's really hard to fold over, so I was gonna just get some thinner packaging. So I've got things mounted here. There might be some field notes in there somewhere and some other bits and bobs, so they're kind of ready to go out. These are mounted mainly because I was doing something else and I haven't finished it. So yeah, so they're all ready. So if you want to do this, then gather what you're intending to use. I have mounted some sort of ready, and let me show you what I've done already is that. So that was just having fun with the different stamps. I've made a luggage tag, and although these are like repair tags, I think if you put that in there you wouldn't know it didn't belong, really. So yeah, that is what I'm doing today. I quite like that. So some of them have like a business name on it, so I thought I've got business names, they would be useful as well. That one, you've got a business name at the bottom, and I've got a ... to sort of show it, you know, a place where you could tear off. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. Quite like those as well, because I've got some big numbers and some that are square. So yeah, that is where I'm going. So if you want to press pause, grab some things, then you can craft along with me. So let's get started. So got one of these. Let me think about maybe that one. So I'll say I've got some with business names. Now they aren't actually mounted, so there. So it would be French. I've got a French business name there, and I've got another business name. Let me find it. Where are you? There, got that one. So we can do these. I like, so I might go for, oh yeah, I forgot it is bigger. Oh, one of my stamps came off. let's put you back. I have managed to lose one of my stamps. I'm quite horrified with myself. I am in the middle of making a postage themed journal, so I had lots and lots of stamps mounted, and I didn't want to unmount and mount again, so I left them mounted up, and one of them's come off the block. I don't know where it is, so yeah, so we got that. I'm going to get my stamp mat and we'll see how many we get done in, I don't know, however long. Right, so that is an address, so I'm going to stamp that, and then we'll stamp we'll stamp other things. So I've got an address here. So see if I get it straight. There we go, like that. Put that there. So I'm kind of looking there. I like this ink. It is a Stampin' Up ink, and it's not black, but it is black. You know, it's like a vintage black. It's what I always think of it as. So we've got that. So I'm going to put we've got here, like the name, Grand Maison Magazine. Actually, it's Grand Magazine. So yeah, so I'm going to do that in the red. So I'm using Cherry Cobbler here, which I think is a nice sort of vintagey red, really. Stick you on the top. Love it. I love clear stamps because you can see through them, and so it's easier to stamp where you, I'm going to close that a sec, where you want it to be. So we've got that. I've got one that's got Paris at some point. Let's go under it. Let's have a look. It's on one of the other stamps. This is one of the problems, is finding what you're looking for. I've got Paris Lille there. Might take that one. That one's English. Yeah, I think we'll go for that one. If it's on here. There. It's there, Jess. So these are the new ones from Christmas, so some of them haven't been used. I've got a smaller stamp block, but I can't see it, so we'll just use this one. That's the problem with having lots of stamps mounted is I'm running out. Running out of blocks. I've been working on hardly any blocks for ages. Love it. Right, now we want a big line to separate, and I've got one of them in one of my sets. So you could do multiple at the same time that are the same. That would be quicker, but I don't always craft to be quick. I craft because I enjoy, and I don't mind that it takes a bit of time. Right, there we go. There's this one here that if I don't do the signature bit, I can just do the line, but don't go all the way across. Right, I'm gonna find another stamp set with a bit of a border on it, which I think would work. Right, I found this one that does the lines, which I thought would go at the top. So we'll do that, and then we'll see what room there is. No, that one's not long enough, so I do want this long one. Let's take them off a sec. I'm going to put some paper underneath that because I'm going to end up over it. So I'm only going to manage 2 lines, I reckon, which is fine. I might go blacker. Shall I go blacker? I don't know. Stick with the same colour palette, Jess. Stick with the same one. So these lines aren't 100% straight either. Which I'm happy about. Right. So now I've got a grid map there. It might be easier to keep it straight. So let's put that in there like that. There we go. Come up there a bit. I should have thought about that, but that's okay. Right, so I think I will do this dotted line. Right, so if you've got stamps like this, it's really hard when you're putting it on a block to keep it straight because you might squiff a bit. So if you lay it down on your mat with the flat side up, which is quite difficult when they're so wee, and then pick it up, it should be straight because it should rest in its sort of straightness. It's straight enough. So I've only put on the block the dotted line so I don't stamp any of the word. You can mask it with washi tape. So I'm putting that there. Like so. And I might put it at the bottom as well. I don't like this block because it's a bit shallow and I get ink on my fingers. So we'll put you on the bottom, straighten you up. There we go. Liking that. And now I just want something at the top. Now I might put that. I've got Paris 1889. Now that is mounted somewhere. Mounted on that one. So let's move these off. So it's a bit like that is the date that the business was established. I'm going to do that in red. So we've got a bit of balance of colour, and that's what my my inspiration is. I'm going to stand up for this so I can see. Right, now it's got a 2, and I will have a 2 in some of my Christmas, although it's French, so we don't want a 2 because it's French. I'm not sure what that is in French, so maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave it at that. So now I just want to put a tag topper on it. I haven't made any more, so let's use, what have I got in my box? I've got one like that. Have I got another one that shape? No, you've got one that's that shape. Let's have a look, see. I've got one like that. Oh, look, there. I do have one like that. So, now, oh, that didn't quite cut through. It's quite thick card, this. So, I'm going to put that on there. Now, what I want is to make sure that I get the hole in the right place. So, I'm going to eyeball that for the centre. And then I'm getting a pencil and I'm drawing the circle like so. I often just make my hole first, but I discovered with this particular one, because you want the top flat against the top, you have to establish the hole first. And then I can do the hole, and then I can glue it in place. And it should be correct. And it is. I left this unstoppered overnight, so it does take a while to begin with. Getting me. I've changed a few things around on my desk, so that took a minute to find. So now that's in the perfect position, and I can put the one on the back in as well. it's slightly sticking up, but I don't mind because I can trim. It's better it sticks up a little bit. Than there be a gap. And what's really nice is because this was an old exercise book, it's a bit grubby, which it should be. And so that's that. Now you can, if you want to, add to the grubbiness and ink around it, or you can leave it. I'm not rounding the corners because none of these tags have rounded corners. So don't need it. I just used my thingy punch to make the corners, but you can use whatever. You can eyeball it, whatever. So that is those tags. Now this one I stamped on the dirty side, and this one I stamped on the clean side. I kind of wish I'd stamped on the dirty side, but I didn't, and so that's that. So I'm really happy with that. So that's that style done. That was kind of amalgamation of lots of them. So let's do one of the smaller tags. Right, I've got that on the dirty side. So we're kind of following these ideas. So I want... Right, so I've decided to speed up doing the rest of the tags because I did spend about an hour doing this, and I thought it's a lot of me like getting stamps out and cleaning them, etc. So I thought you can see what I'm doing this way. So here I am trying to find some numbers to put on. So I've got a nice little 4.5 there, which it's a little bit smaller, but the others are a little bit too big. So I was kind of in a dilemma there. So here I'm going to isolate the 5 there. I don't want the rest of it. So I'm going to take some washi, put the washi over the 1 and the cent. And this is a good trick. I'm just showing there that you can use post-its, but my post-its are rubbish and they don't stick. So yeah, so you cover up the bit you don't want, and then you ink it up. The ink goes on the washi, so you peel that off. You have to be careful because you can get a bit messy, and then it just stamps what you want. So it's a neat little trick, and it works well for lots of things. So I've got this sort of checklist. It's a bit longer than I want, so I'm just going to ink it up partially. You can see there that I haven't got the whole of the stamp across the ink pad, so there you can see that works a treat. So that's sort of measured up quite nicely. So now I'm thinking about what else I could do, and I'm looking at other stamps. It would probably be helpful if I had the tags in front of me that I could look at. Yeah, so I decided I'd go for a tag one. I do have pictures, Jez, on your phone. I'm just trying to find the tag I'm working on. Yeah, so I decided to put a tag. I decided I don't like the star. And then I was deciding whether or not to trim the bottom off or not. And then I decide not to, and remember my little dotty stamp there, and I think, oh, I could have a little tear off receipt at the bottom. So obviously if you haven't got all these stamps, you could like draw some of these in, you could use a ruler. You know, you don't have to have as many stamps as I've got, but it may be that you've got a lot of stamps and you're not using them, so dig them out. It doesn't have to be straight. You know, I found there a receipt number, which is quite cool to put on the bottom. They're the same numbers, but I'm probably not going to use these tags in the same journal, so it doesn't really matter. And even if I do, have we got the number police watching it to say, oh, you've used the same one? I don't think so. So I'm going to put a signature on there. Again, you could squiggle your own signature if you haven't got signature stamps, but that's like somebody sign it, or you've signed it to say you've received it. And then I'm thinking about the top needs a bit of something, so I'm sort of looking, and trying to find something that I could put on the top, but I decide that I'll do the hole reinforcer first so I can see what that looks like. So see how much space I've got. So that's just a strip of tea dyed paper, and I've used, that's a 1/2 inch circle punch, but I originally punched out the hole from the crocodile, and then that way, that's how I get it to have a hole in the middle, and how I make them fit the tag. It's, you know, I used to do it that I would do the 1/2 inch circle first and then try and punch a hole in the middle. Silly way of doing it, really. That didn't work at all. And that I'd put the hole reinforcer on and then do the punched hole. That didn't work at all. This is the way that worked for me. So now I'm seeing how much space I've got more space on one than the other, and I spy case file, and I think, oh, that could be good for like a I'm doing a like a criminology journal. I can't think of the word now. Crime journal, yeah. And so, yeah, I think they'd work really well. So now they need a number. So I'm just picking out a number. And it doesn't matter that these numbers are the same, because you might have more than one case file, you know, with the same number for the case. So that works a treat. Very happy with how they turned out. And then I'm just inking round the edges of those two to finish it off. And they're stamped on the dirty side. So there we go. That's the 3 done. I'm now deliberating whether or not I'm going to do some more, and decide I will do some more. So I'm going to do 2 together to see if that would be quick, because those 2 together worked quite quick. So I've decided straight off the bat that I do want a tear off strip at the bottom, and I've put a little receipt number on it. Now I'm not quite sure what I'm thinking about now with it. I'm pulling out different tags, so I've decided shipment collect would be good. Oh, and destination, so that's obviously for use in maybe a train or a plane. So I've picked out luggage number, and I'm picking out the baggage check room, and I've got a number on there, and I think those sort of will work really well together. And now I'm just sort of looking through for the other one what I might actually use for that one. Oh, the destination, that's what I was looking for. So I've gone for Piccadilly, London. It's got a house number on it, so I don't want that. I just want it to be, you know, as if it's going to Piccadilly Station, which is more likely rather than a house number. So now we need to do the rip-off receipt bit, and I'm adding the number to it. I was going to stamp the number straight away, but then I remembered that the luggage had a number on it, so now I need to isolate just the number. Now I do make a little mistake here, because you will have noticed I didn't clean the stamp, so a little bit of the other number and line has come out, but I don't think it matters. And now we're just putting the baggage check room on there, and I'm kind of thinking, oh, it needs a little something else, but I'm not sure if I'm coming back to that. I'm just cleaning my stamps there as I go, because I don't want to make that other mistake again. So yeah, I am looking for a little something there that I could use on that stamp, and so I'm just seeing what fits in. So I did find something, Bell Court, Buckingham Street. So that could be where this piece of luggage started off. So I'll just stamp that on. We'll call that done. So now we're working on the other one. So I found this stamp, which kind of looked like an official stamp on there. Just thought I'd do something a little bit different. And I decided I'm going to go for shipment collect. So it's as if that was like an import stamp that first one maybe. So it's too wide, so I'm putting shipment and collect separately. So I have to mask off the word I don't want. So we've got shipment there, and then we're going to do collect. It's a little bit squiff, but I don't care. And then I'm just thinking I've got spaces then that need filling in, so I'm kind of thinking about what I could put in there. And I've pulled out that planner stamp set I've got, and I've got important, and that'll fit in nicely. I've decided to do it in black. It's never been stamped before, so I thought I'd stamp it. They aren't the best stamps in the world. If you buy cheap, then you're not going to get the greatest result, but as they're a little bit vintage, I don't think it matters. So now I'm just looking for something that I could put at the bottom. So I'd pull out a little circle that's got 1 to 7 on it and claim check there. So as if you were collecting it, you could circle the day, and you know it's checking that you've claimed it. So now we're just doing those reinforcers in the same way. So I sort of speeded this up. So now I'm going to hand you back to real time when this section is finished. So that's them done. So let's have a little look-see at what we've got. So in just over an hour I made these. I obviously made that one before. So these were my inspiration for these tags. Came directly from Tim Holtz, and I think they work well together. I really enjoyed making those. So I hope it makes you look at your stamps. Some of them might not be obvious for using in this. You could even sign your own signatures. You could write your own numbers. You can get, you know, look at your stamps, look at how you could maybe mask them off to create things. I'm not worried that some of them aren't quite straight. I think that adds to the vintage look. That 2.5 isn't straight. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So I hope that's given you some ideas. I hope you give it a try. And yeah, I will look forward to using these. Those I can use straight away. Yeah, and this shipment one, that could go in my post office one. That can go in my French one. These two can go in my stash until I need to use them. Okay, bye for now. See you all again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.